In a dimly lit room, Noah kneels before a small candle. The air is thick, and a metallic taste fills his mouth. The flame flickers unnaturally, stretching upward as if alive. Shadows on the walls twist against the light, moving on their own. The ground shakes with a soft tremor. The flame of the candle explodes into a cold, blinding white light, filling the entire room. Noah freezes, his heart pounding in his chest. A tall, shifting silhouette appears before him, glowing like molten silver. He cannot see its features, only the outline that radiates an eerie energy. There is no wind, no footsteps, just a weight in the air. A deep, resonating voice echoes inside his chest. "You have been seen." The words seem to burn themselves into his soul. As the light fades, Noah is left breathless and disoriented, questioning everything. Noah remains motionless, his body trembling from the intense energy he just experienced. The silence in the room now feels heavier, as if the very walls are closing in. His heart beats loudly, each thump ringing in his ears. He lifts himself from the floor, his legs weak beneath him. His hands are shaking as he touches his face, trying to make sense of what happened. The voice that echoed inside him still reverberates, sending chills through his spine. "You have been seen." The words play over and over in his mind, like an unending loop. Was it a vision? A warning? He doesn't know. What he does know is that the experience has left him with more questions than answers. He has no choice but to find out what it all means. He steps forward, the weight of the unknown pressing on his shoulders. Every part of him tells him to leave, to forget, but something pulls him onward. Noah walks slowly through the room, his mind racing. Every step feels heavy, as if the weight of what he just experienced is dragging him down. The light from the candle is now dim, casting faint shadows on the walls. He glances at the door, but for a moment he hesitates. A sense of dread lingers, and he knows something greater is at play. The room feels smaller now, almost suffocating. He pushes open the door, and the cool air from the outside hits his face, a sharp contrast to the stifling room. He steps into the hallway, the silence surrounding him unbearable. His steps echo in the empty space. He looks around, half expecting to see someone or something watching him. But there is nothing. It's just him, alone with the growing uncertainty of what lies ahead. Noah steps outside into the cool night air. The city is eerily quiet, with only the soft hum of distant cars. The world seems unchanged, yet Noah feels like he's stepped into a different reality. His footsteps echo on the pavement as he walks down the street. He looks around, but there is no one in sight. The silence is deafening. His thoughts are a whirlwind, struggling to make sense of what just happened. He feels like a stranger in his own life. The weight of the unknown presses on him as he walks, but the desire to understand pulls him forward. He can't turn back now. He knows that. Every part of him tells him to leave, to forget, but the pull of the unknown grows stronger with every step. As Noah walks down the street, he feels the presence of something watching him from the shadows. He turns quickly, but there's no one there. The street remains empty, just like before. But the feeling persists. His heart races as he continues walking. He can't shake the sensation that something is following him, waiting. The air is still, too still, and every sound seems amplified. Noah's mind races, wondering if it's just his fear playing tricks on him. Yet deep down he knows the truth, something is out there. The encounter in the room was just the beginning. What's to come next? He doesn't know, but he's determined to find out. Noah continues walking through the empty streets, his mind racing. Every step feels heavier, the weight of his experiences weighing him down. His eyes dart to every shadow, half expecting to see something emerge from it. The quiet is unsettling, unnatural, as if the world around him has fallen into a deep slumber. But the fear inside him continues to grow. What's happening? He thinks to himself. His breath quickens, the air feeling thick and heavy. The strange presence he felt earlier is still there, just out of sight, pressing on his chest like an invisible hand. Noah knows that whatever he encountered in that room was just the beginning. Something is out there, and it's watching him, guiding him towards something unknown. He doesn't know what it is yet, but he can't stop now. Something inside him compels him to keep going, even though every instinct tells him to run. As Noah walks, the silence grows unbearable, pressing down on him like a physical force. The weight of the unknown is too much. Every sound, no matter how small, makes him flinch. His heartbeat thunders in his ears. Then, suddenly, a flicker of movement catches his eye. He freezes, staring into the darkness ahead. Was it just a trick of the light? Or is something there? He takes a step forward, straining his eyes to see better. The streets are still empty, but the feeling of being watched is stronger than ever. A cold shiver runs down his spine. There's no one here, he tells himself, but the unease won't leave. It's like a presence, something ancient and powerful, just out of sight. It's too quiet, too unnatural. He takes another step, determined to face whatever is out there. Noah stops in his tracks as a soft rustling sound breaks the silence. He turns, looking in every direction, but sees nothing. The sound stops just as quickly as it started, leaving him in a suffocating stillness. He breathes deeply, trying to calm himself, but the air feels thick, almost alive. His mind races with possibilities. Could it be someone? Or is it just the anxiety taking over? But deep down, he knows it's something more. The sense of being followed, of being observed, is overwhelming. Noah's breath comes faster now, his body tense. He doesn't know what he's walking toward, but he can feel it. Whatever is pulling him forward is getting stronger. He can't ignore it any longer. It's like a force that won't let him go, guiding him deeper into the unknown. The unsettling feeling continues as Noah moves deeper into the quiet streets. He can't shake the sensation that something is lurking, just beyond his line of sight. It's like the darkness itself is watching him, waiting for him to make the next move. The city is empty, but it feels alive in a way that doesn't make sense. He feels the pull stronger now, tugging at his chest, urging him forward. Every step seems to draw him closer to whatever is waiting for him, even though he doesn't know what it is. The closer he gets to the end of the street, the more suffocating the atmosphere becomes. It's as though the world is closing in on him, with nowhere to run. But he can't stop now. Something inside him won't let him. Noah reaches the end of the street, and a sudden overwhelming sense of dread fills his chest. He can feel something watching him from the alley ahead. It's not just the silence. It's the pressure in the air, the feeling that he's on the edge of something he can't control. He's too close now to turn back. His breath hitches, and for a moment he stands still, the unknown stretching out before him. The darkness in the alley seems to pulse with an unnatural energy, like it's alive. Noah knows he has to go inside. The pull is too strong to ignore, and it's pushing him forward. He steps into the alley, every muscle in his body tense, waiting for the moment when everything will change. Noah's heart races as he continues walking through the empty street, the world around him feeling more surreal with each passing step. The air is thick, heavy, as though the night itself is holding its breath. Every shadow seems to stretch longer than it should, creeping toward him like an unseen presence. Noah feels it again, the sensation of being watched. He stops and glances around, but the street remains deserted. The weight of his isolation is suffocating, yet he can't shake the feeling that something is drawing him forward. The distant sound of footsteps echoes in the silence. His pulse quickens. He turns, and there, at the far end of the street, he sees her, a figure standing motionless, illuminated only by the faint light of the street lamp. The figure is tall, cloaked in darkness. He can't make out her features, but he knows instinctively who it is. The presence of the woman fills him with both fear and an overwhelming sense of familiarity. She doesn't speak, but Noah knows that she is waiting for him. Noah's breath catches in his throat as the figure begins to move toward him, her steps slow and deliberate. A strange calm washes over him, though his instincts scream at him to run. The figure approaches, her outline becoming clearer, but still, Her face remains hidden in the shadows. As she gets closer, Noah notices something strange. Her movement is fluid, almost otherworldly, like she's not fully bound by the laws of reality. His legs feel heavy, as though the ground beneath him has turned to lead. The figure stops just a few feet away, her presence overwhelming, and for a moment, neither of them moves. Her eyes are hidden, but Noah feels them on him, staring into the depths of his soul. Her voice, when it finally comes, is a whisper, but it rings in his ears, loud and clear. "You've been chosen," she says. The words reverberate through him, and Noah feels an indescribable shift within. His past, his choices, everything he thought he knew about himself, begins to unravel. Noah's mind spins with disbelief. He's heard stories, legends about visions and messages from another realm, but never did he imagine he'd be standing face to face with one. The woman's presence is unlike anything he's ever encountered. Her voice reverberates inside his mind, as though she is speaking not with her mouth, but directly into his consciousness. "Do not fear," she whispers, as though sensing his growing panic. "You are not alone in this." Noah tries to speak, but the words catch in his throat. What is this? What is happening to him? The woman steps closer, her shadow swallowing him whole. "The time is near," she says, her voice soft but commanding. "You must make your choice. There is no turning back now." The weight of her words presses down on him like a physical force, suffocating him, pushing him closer to the brink of an unknown fate. He knows she's right, his life is no longer his own. But what choice does he have? The woman raises her hand, her fingers glowing faintly with an ethereal light. Noah watches, captivated and horrified at once, as she gestures toward the sky. The world around them seems to tilt, reality itself warping as the air vibrates with unseen power. The woman speaks again, her voice now resonating with a sense of finality. "You were meant for this, Noah," she says, her words carrying an undeniable weight. "This is your destiny." Noah's chest tightens, his breath shallow, as his past and future collide in an overwhelming wave of realization. He had been running from something, an emptiness inside him that he couldn't explain. But now, standing before this mysterious figure, he understands the emptiness was never meant to be filled. It was a part of something much greater, something he had yet to comprehend. The choice she spoke of? It wasn't just a path. It was his entire existence. A sudden, sharp gust of wind blows through the street, ruffling Noah's, 28 years old, male, hair and pushing him back. He stumbles, the ground beneath his feet feeling unstable. The woman's form flickers, as if she's not fully anchored in the physical world. A strange, unsettling energy crackles around them. "You can feel it, can't you?" she asks, her voice growing fainter. "The world is shifting. You are no longer who you were." Noah's heart pounds in his chest as the weight of her words sinks in. His body feels heavy, as though he's being pulled in multiple directions at once. His vision blurs, and for a moment, everything fades into nothingness. When his senses return, he's no longer standing on the street. The world has changed, warped, twisted into something unfamiliar. The woman is gone. But Noah is no longer the same. His journey has only just begun, and now he must face the truth of his destiny. Noah stands in the alleyway, feeling a chill run down his spine as the air around him grows heavier. The shadows in the alley seem to stretch toward him, beckoning him deeper into the darkness. He knows something is waiting, something ominous, but he can't bring himself to turn back. Each step he takes feels like he's walking into the unknown, into a truth he isn't prepared for. His pulse quickens, and his breath comes in shallow gasps. The city around him feels distant, like a memory fading away. His footsteps echo in the narrow alley, amplifying the silence. As he approaches the end of the alley, the feeling of being watched intensifies, making his skin crawl. He stops for a moment, his chest tight with fear. "I have no choice," he whispers to himself, taking another step forward, determined to face whatever is waiting in the darkness. As Noah steps further into the alley, the air grows thick, almost suffocating. He feels a sudden shift, like the very atmosphere around him is changing. The sound of distant footsteps reaches his ears, but when he looks around, he sees nothing. His heart races, each beat louder than the last. The alley seems to twist in on itself, the walls narrowing as though they are closing in. Panic threatens to overtake him, but he refuses to turn back. He presses forward, even as the feeling of something lurking in the darkness grows stronger. His breath is ragged, and his mind is racing with thoughts of what he might face. A voice suddenly echoes in the alley, low and chilling. "You're too late," it whispers, sending a cold shiver through him. Noah freezes, the voice seeming to come from all directions. He knows it's not just his mind playing tricks. Something is here. Noah stumbles, his legs weak with fear as the voice grows louder, more insistent. "You shouldn't have come here," it says. His mind races, trying to make sense of the words, but his thoughts are tangled in a web of confusion. His hands tremble as he reaches out to steady himself against the wall. The darkness around him feels alive, pressing in, and the shadows seem to twist and writhe like something sentient. He takes a deep breath, forcing himself to stay calm, but the weight of the situation is too much. "What do you want from me?" he asks aloud, his voice barely above a whisper. There's no response, just the deafening silence of the alley, broken only by the sound of his own heartbeat. He knows in that moment that he's facing something far beyond his understanding, something ancient and malevolent. Suddenly, the shadows shift violently, and a figure emerges from the darkness. It's not human, not entirely. The silhouette is distorted, flickering like a flame caught in the wind. Noah's heart skips a beat as the figure steps forward, its form becoming more solid with each passing second. The figure is tall, towering over him with glowing eyes that pierce the darkness. Noah's breath catches in his throat as the creature stops just inches from him. Its presence is overwhelming, filling the alley with a suffocating energy. "You should have listened," it says in a voice that sends chills down his spine. The creature's voice is low, guttural, like the growl of some ancient beast. Noah feels himself drawn toward it, a magnetic force pulling him closer, though every instinct in him screams to flee. Noah takes a step back, his heart racing. "What are you?" he asks, his voice trembling. The figure does not answer directly. Instead, it reaches out with long, skeletal fingers, its touch sending a wave of icy cold through Noah's body. He gasps, unable to pull away as the cold seeps into his skin, into his bones. His vision begins to blur, and for a moment, everything around him fades to black. The creature's grip tightens, and Noah feels himself being pulled into its darkness. "You are part of this now," the figure says, its voice echoing in his mind. "You are the key." Noah's mind spins, the weight of the words sinking in. The alley around him seems to melt away as he's consumed by an overwhelming sense of dread and purpose. There's no escaping this. He's already made his choice. Noah stands frozen, his mind reeling from the encounter with the dark figure. The creature's grip is like ice, its cold seeping deep into his bones. His thoughts are a blur, but one thing is clear: there is no escape. The alley seems to stretch infinitely, as if the world itself is closing in on him. The creature's words echo in his mind, "You are the key." But what does that mean? What does it want from him? The darkness around him pulses, alive, as though it is feeding off his fear. Noah's heart races as he takes in shallow breaths, his body rigid with terror. But then, in that moment of overwhelming dread, something stirs within him, something deep and primal. A sense of defiance, of strength, rises from within. He can't let this end like this. He won't let it. Noah takes a shaky breath, his legs feeling heavy as if they are anchored to the ground. But, despite the overwhelming fear, he forces himself to stand taller. The creature watches him intently, its glowing eyes piercing into his soul. "You are nothing," it hisses, its voice dripping with disdain. But Noah doesn't falter. He feels the weight of his past, his choices, and the mistakes he's made. Yet, in that moment, they don't define him. He takes a step forward, breaking the silence. "I am not your pawn," he says, his voice steady. For the first time, he feels a spark of power within himself, something more than fear, something that might just help him confront this nightmare. The creature snarls, but Noah doesn't back down. His resolve is clear. "I choose my path," he declares, feeling the weight of those words settle in his chest. The creature lets out a low growl, its form flickering as if struggling to maintain its shape. For a brief moment, it seems to lose its solidity, like the very fabric of reality is pulling at it. But it quickly regains its monstrous form and lunges at Noah with terrifying speed. A surge of adrenaline floods Noah's body as he narrowly dodges, the creature's claws grazing the air just inches from his face. His heart is pounding in his chest, but he doesn't let panic take hold. The alley, now a battleground, seems to pulse with energy. Noah knows that he is no longer just fighting the creature. He's fighting for his own existence, for his future. Every instinct tells him to run, but instead he takes a deep breath and squares his shoulders. This fight isn't over yet. He can still win. 91 school. Noah takes a step back, his body tensed and ready for the next move. The creature growls again, its eyes burning with malice, but Noah feels something shift inside him. He's not running anymore. He understands now. The darkness that has haunted him, the fear that has plagued his every step, is not something to be fought with violence alone. It's something to be faced. And in this moment, Noah knows that he can no longer ignore it. The creature pauses, sensing a change in the air. Noah doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. The very presence of his defiance radiates in the alley. And for the first time, the creature hesitates. The shadows around Noah seem to retreat slightly, as though they recognize his newfound strength. "I will face this," he says, his voice firm. "I will find the truth." The creature hisses in frustration, its form wavering as though the very essence of its existence is unstable. Noah steps forward, his heart steady now. He knows the creature's power is tied to his fear, and with each step he takes toward it, the shadows seem to shrink. The creature recoils, its eyes narrowing in fury. But Noah's steps don't falter. As he reaches the creature, he extends his hand, not in attack, but in an offer of understanding. The creature freezes, its glowing eyes locking onto his. The air is thick with uncertainty. But Noah's resolve is unwavering. "This is my choice," he says. The creature snarls but doesn't move. For a brief moment, they are locked in an intense, silent confrontation. And then, with a final hiss, the creature disintegrates into nothingness, leaving only the empty alley and the fading echo of its voice. The alley is silent now, and the shadows no longer press against Noah. His chest rises and falls with each breath, his mind still reeling from the encounter. The creature is gone, dissolved into the darkness, but Noah feels no relief. The weight of the past, the choices he's made, and the consequences of those choices linger in the air around him. As the cold night breeze brushes against his skin, he realizes something profound. He hasn't just defeated a creature of darkness. He's confronted the darkness within himself. The shadows that once haunted him were never external. They were born from his own fears, regrets, and doubts. He now understands that facing those fears is the only way to move forward. The battle isn't over, but he knows he has the strength to face what comes next. For the first time, Noah feels a glimmer of peace amidst the storm inside him. Noah steps away from the alley, the weight of his thoughts pressing down on him. The world around him seems to have returned to normal, but something has shifted within him. The quiet streets are no longer just a place of fear, they are a path forward. As he walks, he begins to feel the faint stirrings of hope, a feeling that has been absent from his life for far too long. He's no longer running from the unknown, he's walking toward it, ready to face whatever comes. The fear that once paralyzed him is no longer the controlling force in his life. Instead, he feels a deep resolve, a determination that has been awakened by his battle with darkness. "This is just the beginning," Noah whispers to himself, his voice steady. The road ahead may be uncertain, but he knows that he's ready to walk it. As Noah continues down the street, a realization settles deep within him. He has been given a chance to start anew. The darkness he faced wasn't just an external force. It was the part of him that he had been avoiding. It was the regrets, the pain, the fear that he had let define him for so long. But now, he knows that it's up to him to decide who he is moving forward. He doesn't have all the answers, and the path ahead won't be easy. But for the first time, he feels empowered to shape his own future. His past doesn't have to dictate his future. With each step, he's shedding the weight of his former self. He can't erase the past, but he can choose how it will influence his life going forward. Noah pauses, looking out at the horizon where the first light of dawn begins to break through the night. The sky is a soft blend of pink and orange, symbolizing a new beginning. He stands there for a moment, absorbing the beauty of the world around him, feeling a profound connection to everything that is happening. The battle he fought, the darkness he faced, has led him to this moment. The world feels vast and full of possibilities, and Noah knows that he has the power to change his fate. The weight of his past is still with him, but it no longer defines him. It's simply a part of the journey, a lesson learned. "I'm ready," Noah says quietly to himself, a sense of peace in his voice. With the sunrise ahead, he walks forward, knowing that the future is his to create. As Noah walks into the daybreak, he feels a weight lifted from his shoulders. His steps are steady, the path before him clearer than ever before. He no longer feels lost or adrift. The uncertainty that once consumed him is now just a distant memory. He understands now that the journey is not about finding the answers. It's about embracing the unknown and having the courage to face it head on. The truth he sought wasn't something external. It was within him all along. And now, with the first rays of the sun touching his face, Noah feels ready to face whatever comes next. The road ahead is still uncertain, but for the first time, he walks it with a sense of peace and purpose. The future is his to shape, and he will face it with everything he's learned and everything he's become. Noah stands at the edge of a quiet park, the soft morning light filtering through the trees. The world seems still, as though holding its breath. His journey has come full circle. The fear, the darkness, and the battle have all led to this moment of reflection. He feels the weight of everything he's been through, the battles, the choices, the revelations. But there's no longer any fear, only understanding. The path ahead is not clear, but for the first time, Noah knows that he's ready to face it, whatever it may bring. He's no longer seeking answers from the outside world. He understands now that the answers were within him all along. As he looks out over the peaceful park, a sense of calm washes over him. He has made peace with his past. The future is his to shape. Noah begins to walk slowly through the park, each step more confident than the last. He no longer feels the weight of the unknown pressing on him. The trees sway gently in the breeze, their leaves shimmering in the sunlight. The path ahead is open, but Noah no longer feels the need to rush. He knows that his journey isn't about finding a destination. It's about embracing the journey itself. He has learned that every step, every moment, is a part of the story. The past doesn't define him anymore. He has found the strength to move forward, to create a future that is his own. With each step he takes, the burden of his fears lightens. And as he walks, Noah realizes that this new chapter is only just beginning. Noah's footsteps bring him to a small bench under a tree. He stops and sits down, taking a moment to breathe deeply. The air is fresh, and the world feels alive with possibility. As he sits there, a sense of gratitude fills him. He's learned so much through his trials. The fear, the pain, the darkness, and the eventual light. They have all shaped him, but they do not control him. He has the power to choose how he moves forward. The weight of the past is lighter now, and the burden of his fears has been lifted. For the first time in a long while, Noah feels free. He smiles softly to himself, the world around him feeling open and full of opportunity. As Noah sits, a figure approaches from behind. A familiar face, someone he never expected to see again. The faithful guide. He stands in front of Noah, his expression soft and knowing. "You've come far," the guide says, his voice filled with approval. But this is only the beginning. Noah stands, facing the guide, a sense of recognition and understanding passing between them. The guide's presence is calming, reassuring. Noah knows that the lessons he learned through his trials are only the beginning of a much larger journey. There is so much more to discover, but Noah is ready. The guide smiles. "The road ahead is yours to walk, and I will be with you whenever you need me." Noah nods, grateful, ready for whatever comes next. The guide slowly turns to leave, but before he does, he turns back to Noah. "Remember," he says softly, "the true power lies within you. Never forget that." With that, the guide walks away, leaving Noah standing in the park watching him go. As the figure disappears from view, Noah feels a final sense of closure. He is not alone. The journey ahead is his to shape, and he knows now that he will not face it in fear. He is ready. As the sun rises higher, Noah turns and walks away, his path ahead illuminated by the light of a new day. His steps are steady and sure, and with every moment he grows stronger. The past may have shaped him, but it no longer defines him. The future is his to create.